What's up, guys? It's Mr. Green here, and today is Subscriber Sunday. Yes, I've been waiting for this for quite some time. If you don't know what Subscriber Sunday is, this is the day where I answer your questions. It's where I interact with my subscribers, with you guys, and I think it's gonna be a ton of fun. I've been wanting to do this for a very long time, but I think I finally built up the subscriber base, the subscriber numbers, and the active community to do this once a week, and I really hope we can keep doing this every Sunday. But the only way I can keep doing this every Sunday is if you guys keep submitting your questions. So how do you submit a question, you ask? There are three ways to do it, three ways that I prefer. The first way is to simply scroll down and leave a comment on this video. That is probably the best way to ensure that your question has a big chance to be featured in next week's Subscriber Sunday video. The second best way to do it is to go to the description, the video description, and get the link to my Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. This is also a great way to keep up to date on all the news that I have for you guys and just the random funny stuff that I post on Twitter. And you can message me, tweet me, and that'll also ensure that your video has a great chance of being featured in next week's Subscriber Sunday video because I'm always on Twitter. I read all my tweets and I love my followers. So that's the second best way. The third way is you can private message me with the title Subscriber Sunday question and ask me a question from there. That's another great way to get a hold of me if you don't want to comment or follow me on Twitter. So now that I've explained the ways to get a hold of me, let's emphasize more on what this is and what all you can do. You can either A, ask a question, B, ask for advice, or C, give me a topic to talk about. So for the question, you'd be like, hey, Mr. Green, what other hobbies do you have besides the games? Or you could be like, for the advice, you'd be like, hey, Mr. Green, I'm getting bullied in school. Help me out. Or for the third one, which is give me a topic to talk about, you're like, hey, Mr. Green, what is your views on the election or the new pope or, something like that. Anything that's current events, topics, maybe about a movie, anything. You can ask me anything. So everything's on the table. Anything's open for discussion. Leave your comments below. Tweet me and send me private messages. But let's get on with today's Subscriber Sundays. And I do want to say before I start, thank you for the ones who did submit a question. I really, really appreciate it. I love this, guys. I love doing this. It's a whole lot of fun for me. So I hope it's just as fun for you. So let's get started with the questions. The first question comes from a guy named Chump Killer. And his question is, what is your favorite food? It's a very, very normal question. And I get asked this a lot. But my favorite food is Italian food. All kinds of Italian food. I'm a huge Italian food guy, and I love anything Italian with noodles and chicken. So chicken Alfredo, chicken fettuccine, anything like that. Anything Italian that involves chicken and noodles and fat food, I'm all about. I'm all about some Italian. Most of it's pretty unhealthy, but I love it anyway. So moving on to the next question, and thank you for that question, Chump Killer. I really liked answering it. The next question comes from Osdu. I think that's how you pronounce his name. And his question is, what is your favorite band? And that's a pretty tough question because I'm really big into music. I love music, but I'm not really into that many bands. So I'm going to name off some artists and bands that I like. I'm a big kind of blues pop person, so I like John Mayer quite a bit. Gavin DeGraw is pretty awesome. I like pretty laid-back music like Jack Johnson. If you don't know who he is, look him up. His stuff is pretty awesome. And just generally stuff like that. Bands that I like range from Matchbox 20 to the Goo Goo Dolls to some newer stuff. I like Train quite a bit and stuff like that. So some pop / soul / blues. That's what I'm into. Really big into John Mayer. He's probably actually my favorite artist without a doubt. And if you don't know who he is, look up some of his stuff on YouTube. He has some great stuff. The third question comes from the Chrome Box, and that's a really cool name. I like that. And his question is, what is your all-time favorite film? And this is a question that is extremely hard to answer. I am just as big as a movie buff as I am a video game guy. I love movies. Absolutely love movies. I literally go to the movies probably at least twice a month. At least 2 to 3 times a month. I go and see all kinds of movies, Redbox all kinds of movies, rent all kinds of movies. It's just, I love movies. So that was a great question, and it really got me to thinking. And I have a different taste in movies than a lot of people. I like mainstream movies. I like independent movies. I like them all as long as the movie has a good story. But my all-time favorite movie, and I had to think about this for a little bit, is probably a movie called Reign Over Me. It's a movie with Adam Sandler in it, and it's about a man whose family dies in 9/11, the 9/11 terrorist attacks, and he suffers from severe post-traumatic stress disorder. And because he suffers from this, he closes himself away from his friends, his life, anyone he knows, and he goes pretty much into hiding and just gets consumed in his own little world. It's a really great movie, and the reason why I like it is it's like a real story. And there's plenty of people who suffered from this after 9/11, having their whole family and it seemed like their life destroyed. And this movie shows how they can recover from that. And it was a great, great story, especially if you're an American and you know what we went through in 9/11. Real quick, for the last question I have, it comes from the Genesis Juice. He says, who are your inspirations for making YouTube videos? They would be people like C Nanners, Hutch, Ghost Robo, Thunder, and Miss 5000 Watts. Those are probably my top 5. So there you guys go. I hope you enjoyed Subscriber Sundays. I know I did. This was a whole lot of fun, and wow, it went by very fast. So leave your questions down below, guys. Thank you for all your support.